take both off. And Kodrick is gonna get locked up. Deuce is not enough. You're done. You gotta be careful when you mess with the Tiger's cage, young man.
This is BEG TV, folks. We are here to provide you with exclusive college wrestling content and intel provided by the most passionate college wrestling fan that I have ever met, Wayne Beaver.
Well, I appreciate that. I am passionate, but really I'm just a truck driver, okay? And I'm driving down the road, and I listen to almost all the podcasts out there. Love you guys. But I gotta tell you, I'm here with you telling me about where you went on vacation, what your kid did this week, what was funny. I don't want you to entertain me. If I wanted entertained, I'd go to the entertainment station. I came to the wrestling station. That's Talk Wrestling.
Let's Talk Wrestling. This is not Flow Wrestling. This is BEG 10 TV, okay? Where we talk wrestling, not other stuff.
And
okay?
let me say just right up front is I love all wrestlers. I love all coaches. I'm going to have some opinions that are going to be a little strong over these segments, if that's okay with you.
That's fine with me.
That you're going to think, oh, there's a hater. No, not a hater. Love them all. But I got an opinion. I have an opinion.
Mostly backed by facts.
And, yeah. And, but, the thing is wrestling's awesome, and I love you guys.
All right, before we get into this, folks, I will say we are in no way affiliated with the NCAA or Penn State Wrestling. All right, let's get into it. We're going to start with team buy, sell, or hold.
Wow.
And we're going to have one team.
Wow.
And this is based on the current wrestlers. This is based on the recruiting classes.
Yep.
This is based on the coaching.
Yep.
Everything entailed.
Yeah.
Team buy, sell, or hold.
Yeah.
Right now, Mr. Beaver, who are you buying?
I'm buying Iowa State because they're so daggone young. But what Dresser has done, what he did at Virginia Tech, now he's doing at Iowa State. Dresser's got a winning formula over there. And not every program's got a winning formula. I'll get into that later. But Dresser's got a winning formula. Their recruits are pretty strong, but their team is so strong. But here's the big thing. They're not afraid to go wrestle people. They'll go wrestle. Their schedule's brutal. I can give some other praise out to like Arizona State. Nice job this year, Arizona State. You guys aren't afraid to wrestle anybody. These guys that are running. Where's a soldier?
We'll get into that.
Where's a soldier salute? Give me a soldier salute, please. No, and that has nothing to do with you soldiers. Okay?
Salute to the soldiers.
Salute
Thank
to the
you for your
soldiers.
service.
I'm talking about the wrestling.
All right, well, based on that, I'm not sure. It sounds like the coaching and the recruiting is what's leading the way there. I'm not sure. Is that the best team in Iowa? I don't know. Moving on. Let's let's translate into the sell. Who are you selling?
Everybody's going to go, whoa, after I say this. And, the Iowa contingent, look, I love you guys. Most passionate fans out there right behind Penn State. But I'm selling Iowa because I don't like the direction things are going at Iowa. And we got plenty of segments coming. I can get more into the weeds here. But generally, they got one of the stronger recruiting classes.
They have like one of the strongest recruiting classes coming up.
That's
How
true.
are you going to tell me you're selling the stock?
That's true.
That has maybe the best recruiting class coming in.
That's true. I'm going to say something that we're going to just get hate mail coming. Look, okay, we got a Ramus, we got a Clark. I'm not saying there's none. Tell me someone who is better after 4 years of Iowa wrestling than they were at the beginning of Iowa wrestling. You're going to be hard pressed. I'm not saying anything. I love Tom Brands. I'm kind of like Tom Brands, ain't I?
But hang on. What about Spencer Lee? You can't tell me Spencer Lee is going to win 4 times.
Did you see Spencer Lee his freshman year? For Spencer Lee,
he's not
freshman
getting better. He hasn't gotten better. He's not better now than 4 years ago.
He's good. He's very good right now. I can't say he's better than he was as a freshman. His freshman and sophomore year, that 125-pound weight class was a real deal. That his third championships, let's all be serious here. That wasn't real deep. And if we want to talk about this year, now there's all kinds of rumor about their veto coming down, which would be good for college wrestling, by the way.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, kind of to your point, I've seen in college in the past, and if you refer back to even Cael Sanderson, once every wrestler realizes they're not going to beat this guy, people start moving weight classes. So people are moving weight classes to avoid having to meet Cael and in the championships. Is that happening with Spencer?
Yeah, absolutely. But then you got them hungry tigers out there. And there's some of them, the Gomez's, that says, come on, Yanni. Come here, Yanni. I got something for you. Yep. And let me tell you something. This rumor about Vito's going to drop down to 25. Well, he's certified at 125. So this is not a completely irrelevant rumor. I hope it happens for the good of college wrestling. Do I think Spencer Lee would ultimately win? Most likely. But you talk about an exciting final. Because right now, Spencer against Glory is kind of exciting. Don't get me wrong. But when Vito's on, Vito's problem is he gets a little lackluster. He gets a little, almost like he looks like he doesn't care. Now, that worked real good for Ed Ruth. What happened to Vito in that loss, in that close match against McGee? He looked like I don't know, something was missing there. But I will say, back to the original point, is Spencer better?
Well, hold on to that. Let's hold on to Spencer here. Because, I mean, I think you made your point. We're selling Iowa. We're selling Iowa as a team.
Because mainly because of 2 reasons. Because when I look at a team, there's one team that stands above the rest, and you say, oh, there's a real homer. But if everyone's serious here, who's number one at developing guys, making them better, I could just ring off names right and left. The Conaways, the James Englishes, the Cassars, that Penn State took and made better. Okay? Now, I'm not blasting anybody, but I'm just saying I'm a little concerned about seeing absolute improvement out of a guy at Iowa. That's the first concern. Second concern is their record in the Nationals over the past decade. Now, you say, they had a couple bad calls, bad close calls. We're talking about a decade.
Yeah, that's... I can't argue with a decade. So you're saying it's coaching, and they're just kind of fugazi when it comes to the big moment. I mean, show up in a big moment.
Hey, there's going to be some strong words thrown around on this broadcast. I can tell now.
I mean,
dang gone. Look,
I mean, because you can't argue with the recruiting class. So if you're selling this stuff, it has to come from somewhere. There has to be something bad in that company, in that organization, that makes you want to sell that.
They say, well, he's just talking. Blah, 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 blah. I think Flo did a points thing of where you were seated, where you were finished, or at Nationals, and
results versus expectations. So you're saying the results versus the expectations.
Iowa has underperformed for 10, 12 straight years. So that's why I'm selling.
Finally, who are you holding?
Holding... I'm going to name Penn State because now they got some great guys. They got some studs that has some years left. Starachi could be a 5-timer. He says he's only sticking for 4, but he could be a 5-timer, and he could change his mind there.
He's sticking around for 5?
Brooks could be a 4-timer, so he's going to be around. Of course, Penn State loses RBY after this year, but they're young guys, they're new guys. They're there. They've shown everyone in college wrestling, they're very, very talented and skilled, but they still have to get over that ledge. I'm talking the Bartletts, I'm talking the Van Nesses, the Facundos, even Levi Haynes, which everybody's big on. We'll learn more about him this weekend.
Yep.
But
yes, we will.
Once they show me, like Nolf when he decked Martinez, once they show me they cleared that last ledge, then they'll go to my cell. But right now, Penn State's at a hold, and they got a nice recruiting class coming in.
Okay.
They got a reputation of what they've accomplished past 10, 12 years. So you say, they gotta be by, right? But
the expectations are so high.
Yes.
I mean, they're already there.
Yeah, but right now, I'm hold for Penn State. Let's see, because we need they need studs.
Are they going to win next year? We know they're going to win this year. Are they going to win next year?
Man, it's going to be close next year because we got to see Van Ness get over that final ledge. We got to see Levi Haynes be what everybody's thinking right now. Bartlett be that last guy over that final edge. But Kirklevitz's back. Brooks is back. Starachi's back. That right there puts them in the conversation.
I mean, yeah. All right, so real quick after the team buy, sell, hold. One thing that I have noticed that's occurring in wrestling is something I'd like to call like seeding manipulation, and I see this seeding manipulation coming in almost two different ways. I see the scheduling. I see teams who are big names scheduling nothing but Panera Bread University.
Baby land.
Come on. And then the second thing is when these wrestlers are fully healthy and for whatever reason, maybe the meet's over, the match is over, or they're concerned they could lose that match, they don't want to affect their record.
Yeah.
I see healthy wrestlers sitting. I don't like it. I call it seeding manipulation. I don't like it.
Yes.
What are your thoughts? How do we fix that?
Well, as I said, I watch all these podcasts. I've heard some great suggestions. Ultimately, it's going to come down to the coaches to take this on. But we've had a suggestion for a duels championship along with the national championship to make sure them wrestlers are wrestling during the duels. Which, okay, well, I think we're all in agreement, except for some of the big dogs in charge, like the coaches. Ultimately, I think the NCAA are just basically following the lead of the coaches. The coaches drive the train here. The tournaments where we got these medical forfeits. Well, you can't force a guy to not medical forfeit. He could be hurt. He could actually get hurt. Hey, boy, the older guys. And, their leg was broken in half. They still went out and wrestled. You remember them days?
Well, I remember them days because I grew up in your household. That was my days, folks.
But, okay. Well, that's all tiptoe and be woke here. And
well, here, let me say this, okay? Here's my problem with it. First of all, to me, it's just simply living a fear-based life. I don't like living a fear-based life and making fear-based decisions. And when I think about it. Here's how I think about it. Okay, say I'm the coach. I have this wrestler. Okay, he could go. He's healthy. He's a healthy wrestler. He could go out here and compete against this kid, and he may lose, and it may affect his seeding. Here's my question: is he going to get worse from going and wrestling that match?
No, and that's why I'm buying Iowa State.
He can only get better from experience and practice, right?
Yeah.
Why are you not sending him out there? The only reason. Why are you scheduling Panera Bread? The only reason is you are trying to avoid competition. And you are trying to run, and I'm telling you, I like the teams, and I know there's teams out there, I like the teams who are aggressive and who are fearless.
Yes.
Not fearful. Send him out there. Send that boy out there. And if he gets his butt kicked, let him get his butt kicked.
You know, the one
it's going to make him better.
The one suggestion I did like was, okay, they're in a tournament and they're going to medical forfeit out. That very first one, they got to take a loss. At least one of them, they got to take a loss. And that's a medical forfeit. Or that's a forfeit.
And I think you're going into a way we could fix this, the seeding formula, right? Like, what is the seeding formula now?
Yeah, they're seeding, and a lot to do, which I'm not an expert on this, but a lot to do with winning percentage and stuff. I don't like winning percentage. I like just flat out wins.
Big wins.
Big wins. You get points for a win. You get even more points for a ranked win. You even get big points for a high ranked win. That's going to encourage the wrestlers to let's get it on. Let's have that war right now.
I like that
because I need them points and. So much.
Stop running. And this is a compact sport.
Nobody wants to
sport.
No one wants to say it, but largely it's all about I got to protect that seed. I'll tell you the worst case scenario, and I'm not going to blast Arizona State because this year and their season schedule just impressed me to no end. But back in the collegiate duels, when Penn State locked up the duel against Arizona State, Colton Schultz got his headgear on, ready to wrestle Kirklevitt, and they pull him. I could not believe that. But, Schultz didn't have very tough schedule after that. And guess who ended up second seed, the opposite side of the bracket, then Gable Stevenson. That's right, Colton Schultz. So, that made me want to puke. Jones, you've won my respect this year off of your schedule. You're showing me that you're not afraid to get out there. But then, and obviously Schultz is good, but that's not the way to get the second seed.
No.
Wrestle Kirklevitt. That forced Kirklevitt in the 4 seed. He had Stevenson in the semis.
Well, to play devil's advocate, though, it worked.
It worked.
It worked.
So why not?
I don't like it, though. Even if it works, I say get some balls, dude. Go out there and wrestle. You're a freaking wrestler, dude. Go compete.
Yes.
All right, moving on. We're going to run through the weight class, Wayne's weight class semifinalists, and who he currently thinks is sitting as a favorite to win if they happen today.
That might change in a week, but right now, today. All right. Okay.
All right, let's run through these weight classes.
Right now, I'm going to go.
We're at 125.
National champion semifinals. What I would think. Obviously, Spencer Lee. I think Gloria will be in there. But, and this goes to, I hope Vito comes down. That's going to really make things interesting. Let's pretend he doesn't. Who would be my other 2 picks? I could name a whole bunch of guys that could possibly be there. But Barnett, Wisconsin's Barnett impresses me. And here's one, Cardinale from West Virginia. I like how he wrestles. So I'm going to call that my national championship semifinals. Of course, I'm going to pick Spencer. But I got something there's something that's stuck in my craw about that.
Yeah. This is 4 times.
Yeah, it's 4 times.
Baby.
4 times.
All right, we are moving on to weight class 133.
Roman Bravo Young, RBY, Dayton Fix. That's everybody's expected finals. Right now, let's pretend Vito stays up. Him and Fix will meet in the semis. That'll be a great semi. By the way, the greatest round in all of wrestling is the national championship semifinals. But who would be that 4th guy? Again, I could pick a whole bunch of guys. I want to go that Kolioko. He is tough, but I'll go Latona. I'm going to go Latona as that 4th guy.
Virginia Tech. Let me ask you real quick. Does either Vito or Fix have a chance of beating RBY?
Yes. However, the thing is he's so fast. I've not seen a wrestler that fast before in my life. And I just can't pick against the dude. I've not seen a wrestler that fast before.
I haven't either. All right, moving on to weight class 141.
Alvarez. I told you I'd get some of the pronunciations wrong. Alvarez. No, that's not the way you say it. Northern Colorado's. He's ranked number 1.
Wow! Shout out Northern Colorado.
And he looked good beating Matthews at the All-Star Classic. Oh man, that was sweet. Obviously, I'm picking him, and I gotta pick Woods. He looks good, but I don't think he beats
the real deal. Woods.
I don't think he beats Alvarez, but you know what? Till the next podcast, I'll get that pronunciation down. Now, the other two, I'm going to go a surprise here maybe, but Hardy from Nebraska looks just hungry. He just looks hungry. I'm going to go Hardy there. And you say, wow, who else? Of course, I want to say Bartlett, okay? But just to show you I'm not a complete homer, I'm not going to go Bartlett. I'm going to go Alan Hart. So I think Bartlett has I don't know about Bartlett right now because Bartlett's not wrestled anyone, you see? And here, it's almost like Iowa blowing up Max Murin. Oh, did you see how much Max Murin? Bonus points. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, he hasn't wrestled anybody yet. He wrestled number 210. He wrestled 195. He wrestled 180, 145, 130. The highest guy he wrestled was 72, ranked number 72. And I mean, am I supposed to be impressed yet? The 2 tough guys he wrestled, he lost to. Now, I like Max Murin. And nice guy, don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, kind of the same thing with Bartlett. I got to see him. We'll find out in the real hurry about how good Bartlett is. What he looks like right now, he's faster. He's more confident than he was up at 49. So he could be, but right now, you said right now, I'm going Alvarez, I'm going Woods, I'm going Hardy, and I'm going to go Alan Hart for my semifinals.
I like the Hardy pick.
Yeah.
All right, weight class 149.
This is where it just really gets fun. Let me just say very first, I'm a little concerned about Gomez. If you've seen Gomez against Van Ness, he had discomfort on his face at the end of that match. He had a bit of a limp. He didn't wrestle last. I'll find out today whether he wrestles today, if this is a serious injury. So that definitely worried me because I like Gomez's. He is definitely a hungry tiger. If there's somebody that can, like I said, what he did with Yanni was just astounding. So, Yanni, Gomez, obviously.
Sasso, right? You don't like Sasso?
I'll go Sasso, but I'm a little comprehensive there. I'm going to go Panera Johnson. I'm still waiting for Van Ness to clear that last thing before I could ever. But Panera Johnson, his attitude and Gomez's attitude.
Panera Johnson.
Yeah, ultimately, of course, I'm going to pick Yanni. But I'm telling you, Yanni could lose again because of the attitude, the head, the neck up of one Gomez and one Panera Johnson. There's some raging tigers in that weight class.
Oh, I want to see that. I want to see Gomez and Yanni.
Oh, yeah.
Weight class 157.
Yes, and of course, ranked first is Rob, and he's shown some great things over 2 years. He just had a close match the other night. It kind of surprised me a little bit. But I'll pick Rob as one of my guys.
Getting complacent?
We don't know about Andonian. Is he going to wrestle this year or is he going to take a medical? I don't know. If he's wrestling, I'll think about him being one of my 4. But right now, I guess I'll go Rob. I'm going Humphreys. I like how Humphreys wrestles from Lehigh.
Wow.
The other one is I'm going Levi Haynes. I'm here to tell you right now.
Upset alert! Upset alert!
I'm telling you right now, I have the same feeling with that kid as I did with Nolf. He's a go-getter. He's consistent. I'm telling you, Levi Haynes, whether he wins this coming weekend or not, he's got Will Lewan this coming weekend. We'll find out a lot there. I'm not going to sell the farm because he loses a close match to Will Lewan. The last one, I'm going to go O'Connor. the defending champion, he's been looking better, good and better. So it's going to be Rob, O'Connor, Humphreys, and Levi Haynes. And I'm going to go O'Connor gets his second championship. I can't believe I just said that because at times he makes me wonder, what are you doing? And then he goes out and he looks like a world killer. But I got it right. You said right now, 65.
Here's what I'll say about Levi Haynes. Now, I watched a couple matches of him.
Yeah.
And I've watched a lot of Cale Sanderson highlights of his freshman year. And maybe this is crazy. The aggression, the non-stop speed, relentlessness.
Yes.
Maybe I'm crazy.
Yes.
But Levi reminds me of a young Cale Sanderson.
Yeah. I mean, he brings a lot of memories up of some studs that have come through the pike. And, you know, I said all along, he's so technically sound. He's not going to do half gainers with a double flip like, say, a bow, a nickel or something, or a Nolf or something. But then, like the last match, that was so impressive. It was just fun to watch.
All right, moving on to weight 165.
Okay, I'll go with the four. The four that we all expect: O'Toole, Griffith, Carr, and Monday.
Anything that might shock us out of this weight?
Well, Hamidi is unbelievable, and other than that, no, I don't see anybody. Hamidi would be the one to penetrate them for, but how do you pick against O'Toole? I mean, if he's healthy, but I've
heard that name before.
I think the finals match. I know they're going to wrestle like 2 times up to then, but the finals match between him and Carr is just simply going to be
looking forward to
must-watch TV.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. This is 74. We got Starace. We got Labriola. We got Mackay, Lewis. And I'm going the top 4 with them, too. I'm going Foca. And you say, well, what about Edmund Ruth? That's Ed Ruth's little brother. Ed's training him. And I'll tell you what, he's got a nice little record going. But Foca has just looked incredible. He's, I can't pick against him at this point. Of course, I do think.
Well, who are you taking? Starace versus the field?
Well, I'm taking Starace because you talk about someone technically sound, and he's not been one of the most fun wrestlers to watch. He's not been the Bo Nickel, but dude is. And you say, there's people that just absolutely can't stand Starace. They've heard some of his interviews.
He's one confident fella.
You got to give them this, though. Think about this. You kind of have to think that way. Now, you could say, somebody could go up to him and say, hey, look, dude, that's perfect. Keep your thinking. Just don't tell them because that gets everybody. He wants the best he actually wants to fire up the other guy. He wants their A game.
I like that.
I like that too. I like that too, Mr. Strachey.
Formerly discussing people who are running from matches.
Yeah.
Face it head on, baby.
Oh, he's an animal.
On to weight class 184.
Okay, 3 of them are easy. Brooks, Kekheisen, and Hidley.
Yep.
You say, well, Coleman, I'm telling you, Coleman, that was incredible. What he did with that win over Brooks got his head a little out of place there.
That's not happening.
He got kind of pancaked, 6-point move, boom, and Brooks lost that match. And that's proof that anybody can lose. A Yanni, a Spencer, a Brooks, the 3 greatest pound-for-pound wrestlers in college wrestling this year, by the way. But I hesitate to just put Coleman in the semifinals. But for this right now, I will put him in there.
Then today, he might not be there tomorrow.
Yes.
Who are you taking?
Oh, this one's easy. This one's easy. Dude, Brooks, anybody, put your hand up.
Please.
You think Brooks is going to lose again? Are you kidding me? Look at that guy. Unbelievable. We're going to 97.
I want to weigh 197.
Rocky Alam, I've not seen a wrestler that can get this much of his fingers on your leg and then he's Like, if he gets your leg, he's getting that
Game
takedown.
Game over.
And that is weird. I've not seen that very often.
It's hamstring.
Rocky Alam is the man to beat on this weight class as far as I'm concerned. But so far, this is a tough weight class because the top 11 could be any one of the top 9, certainly 9. I could 10. The top 10, I could come and say ranked number 10th is Ethan Laird, just won nationals. Would we really be surprised? Not really. So, like, so many people could win this. But obviously, I think Rocky's going to be in the semis. Nino's looked incredible so far this year. I'm going to put Nino in there. He's a returning or a former runner-up. Younger, but Pastida from Iowa State, he is... I gotta put it. This is the hardest weight class. And
is Maxine getting in? No Maxine?
Yes, Maxine is getting in because I just like his head. His head is right, or
right
at least
now, it's
for
right.
what a average
Will
fan,
it be right?
Truck driver fan knows. I get to watch every interview, and believe me, I catch them all. Just hearing him, his head's right, and when he gets tough. Do I think Maxine's going to win it this year? No. I think Rocky's going to. But I hope Max wins. But I don't think he will. But
and finally, folks, we have the heavyweight division.
Okay. Kirk Levitt, Paris, obviously them two. Okay, that's going to be incredible.
Can't wait for that final.
That comes Friday.
Cannot
That comes Friday. By the way, forget who wins or loses that match. Them two are the cream of the crop. Just a half step below that is Cassiope and Davison, Lucas Davidson. The wild card all of a sudden is Colton Schultz and Wyatt Hendrickson. And you say, what about Dayton Pitzer, this freshman? I don't think he has enough size to actually get it done. Absolutely incredible. He's an in-betweener right now.
Yeah.
He puts on some more weight. He's 3-time Pennsylvania state champ, by the way. And Pennsylvanians know all about him, but the rest of the country didn't. And all of a sudden, he comes out and beats Colton Schultz and what have you. And, yeah, he's the real deal. He's going to be a factor. But
next year, not this year.
Yeah, but he needs some more size. My 4 is going to go Kirk Levitt, Paris. I got to give it to Cassiope at one of the places, but I'm telling you, I don't think he beats Davidson next time. I think Davidson's just a little better athlete. The 4th one, I'm going to go Colton Schultz. He doesn't look like himself, just my opinion. But that could be a whole bunch of things.
Well, it's a long season.
Well, it's like
a long season. And maybe his girlfriend broke up with him. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, who am I forgetting about? I just talked about the Big Ten announcer, Shane. Daggone, Shane. By the way, you're the greatest, Shane. If you ever... oh my goodness, it's a brain fart. Anyway, it's like he always jokes and says, well, what if they... just broke up with their girlfriend or something.
Yeah.
And you'd laugh about that, but I don't know. I don't know.
That's serious.
All I know is I'm not seeing the same Colton Schultz as last year.
You should see me milking around here on Kelly's mad at me.
There's our weight class.
All right. That's it for the weight class, folks. We have one final Wayne's Hot Take. What's going on out there?
Okay.
Tell us something we don't expect.
I got to go with something kind of shocking. But this is a real feel, and that is Spencer Lee's going to lose this year. And you say, this podcast just went from to idiocy. I'm telling you, we've seen Yanni, we've seen Aaron Brooks, and we've seen that there's guys like Gomez out there that are hungry, and believe me, their head's right. And if your head's right and they're coming after you like a hungry tiger, the thing about Spencer is, he is so praised and so, no offense, Spencer, kind of pampered at Iowa. And it's like I watched the one match.
It's natural.
There's a tournament going on. There's like 6 Iowa guys wrestling all over the place. And here's Iowa. Here's both brands guys. They're there rubbing them down. How about that first match against Iowa State? They're rubbing them down. I was almost uncomfortable watching that, by the way.
I'm a little uncomfortable. it right now.
No, I'm just joking, Spencer. I'm just joking.
Hey,
but you are Spencer, or you are pampered, and you know what happens.
Yeah, very easy to get complacent. How many people have done it 4 times?
And here comes a hungry tiger.
Very easy.
I'm hungry. Bam! I just say
right up out of the water.
It's a small percentage chance. That's what my call is. The other hot take is what I think is the greatest match coming this weekend. I cannot wait to see Will Lewan and Levi Haynes this coming Friday.
Let's go, Levi. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Fire it up.
Fired up.
All right, that's it for BEG 10 TV.
Good
This is
talking with you
Wayne
guys.
Beaver.
Good
I'm your
talking.
host, Zach Beaver. Good luck wrestling.